Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, and this is part 2 of this crazy story time. And this time we get into the good part this time. Basically, I got the screenshots ready, I got the receipts, so before we just jump right into this video, I just want to touch some bases from the first video because when I went back and rewatched it, it was just some stuff that like I wanted to go over to, like, if it was like any confusion on it. So the first one was, okay, well, this is because, like I said, like I just kept saying like she was being weird, but y'all probably didn't think that she was being weird. Y'all probably like, how is that weird? Like, how is she being weird? But like, you just know when something is off. Like, you know deep down, like, if you ever had like a gut feeling before, like, you know when something is off. And it's like, I'm a very spiritual person, so when I know that something is off, or I know something is not right, then I know that it's not right, like it's off, like, so yeah, that's what I was meaning by she was being weird. Like, that's what I meant by it was weird. And plus, because like I said, she was asking, I'm looking down because like I got my little notes right here, but she was asking a lot of personal questions. Like, that's what I noticed. Like, that's what I was trying to say in the last video. Like, when I kept saying like she just kept asking questions, it wasn't like, regular questions, like regular stuff that me and my clients would talk about. Like, we would be talking about like school or like clothes or like just regular stuff, like a regular conversation. But I noticed that she kept asking me personal stuff, and then every time I asked her like a personal question, she would like steer away from me or try and change the subject, or she acted like she didn't want to tell me. And like it was just little stuff, like how she said like, oh, do your boyfriend family live down here? Like, you don't know my boyfriend, you don't even know his name, you don't know what he looked like, so why do you want to know if his family lives down here or if my family live down here? Like, it seemed like she was just, I'm not gonna say it seemed like she was trying to get information on me because she don't know me, but it just seemed like she was trying to figure me out. Like, she was trying to figure out like, oh, this girl is young, she do makeup, she pretty, like, it's got to be something about her. Like, she got to do something, like, because she kept asking me like, what do you do outside of makeup? And I'm like, that's it, makeup, that's all I do. Like, I haven't had a real job, like a 9 to 5 in like 2 years, maybe 2-3 years, I don't know. But I'm like, she just kept asking questions like that. Like, she just wanted to know something. Like, it was just something that she was trying to figure out about me. Like, something, like, I don't know, y'all. Like, it was just off. Like, if y'all could like had heard the full entire conversation, then y'all would know exactly what I'm talking about. But I cannot remember every single thing from that conversation. But like I said, just know she was asking like a lot of personal questions, stuff that like, people wouldn't really ask. And then like I said, it's like, sis, you asking me all these questions. So it's like, when I asked her a question, it's like she didn't want to tell me, or like, she was just being weird about it to me. Like, I don't know. But anyways, yeah, that's it. I'm not gonna ramble on too much about that. So we just gonna jump straight into these screenshots. So she texts me, and plus I'm gonna put the screenshots like right here, maybe, or up here, somewhere. Don't mind my dirty hands, they dirty from makeup. But okay, so she texted me and said, hey, I'm the client that left not too long ago. I am not satisfied with my results. Reason being, I didn't receive a completed look. I'll just keep going first. She said, you couldn't find the eyeliner, but yet I was still charged full price. My face was not matched correctly, and I didn't speak on it at the time because I assumed that it will sit. Now I'm left with the orange undertone. I even called a couple people, and all they did was laugh, which I didn't find funny because I paid for this. Okay, we're gonna stop right there. Because first of all, honestly, this whole conversation would have went totally different if she would have came at me with a different approach, for one. Because even if I went to somebody and I didn't like the way that they did my hair, you can guarantee I'm gonna like tell them, like, you know, I don't like this. Like, especially like she said, I paid my money for this. So if it's something that I don't like, I'm going to say something. If I go in a nail salon, I'm going to say something. I'm not gonna pay for something that I don't like, especially when you had the opportunity to speak up. Like, the way our conversation with, the way she was asking me all them questions, it seemed like she might as well have spoke up and said what the problem was. Like, you know. So that was my whole thing about it. And I don't know if it's just like the Scorpio in me or the crazy in me that feel like she was like coming at me when she first like sent me this message. But all I'm gonna say is I just didn't like the way that she sent me that message. So that was the thing. Like, I feel like, okay, even if you did call your friend, I'm not saying that she's lying on this, but I feel like she is, because I should have never said that. I said, I feel like, I'm not going to say I feel like she's lying, but I feel like she is. Well, yes, I feel like that she's lying on when she said that she called a couple people and asked them and all they did was laugh. Like, first of all, boo, I don't care who you called. I don't care if you called State Board and asked them if your makeup was done correctly. I don't care, because did they come sit in my chair? No. Did I do their makeup? No. So do you think that I cared about their opinion or what anybody else had to say on my work? Especially when I know that I'm a great makeup artist and I know what I'm doing. So that piece of information was irrelevant. You could have kept that. Yeah, like that, it just threw me off. Like, I just feel like she was trying to be funny, or she was looking for like a way to like come at me. Like, she was looking for a way to like tear me down, because the reason that I'm saying is because all the questions that she was asking me, it seemed like she was trying to find a flaw in something, to find like, oh yeah, now I see why is she like this. Oh, I see why she had to move down here. Oh, I see. Like, it just seemed like she kept trying to find something wrong within me or whatever. So I feel like she tried to say that to throw it in my face to make me feel bad or something like that. But like I said, that's not gonna make me feel bad about anything, because I know what I do. So yeah. So I wish I could insert a picture of her makeup, because y'all, it was nowhere near orange. That girl was brown skin and her makeup was nowhere near orange, like nowhere near orange. And the part that make it so crazy to me is I'm having closed mouth function. Anyways, the part that make it so crazy to me is I had did somebody makeup earlier before her that was the same exact color as her. I used the same color foundations, the same color powders, the same color concealers, the same color everything. They were the same exact skin tone. That girl had no complaints. No complaints. She even texted me afterwards and told me that she loved it so much that she was going to be back and book another appointment. And guess what she did? She came back and she booked another appointment. And that's what I expect, because that's what I know that my work does. Like, so when she told me orange, I'm like, my clients ain't never told me that their makeup was orange. Like, come on now. Like, orange. If it's one thing I know how to do, trust me, it's brown skin and dark skin girl makeup. I love doing brown skin and dark skin girl makeup, because I just love how like the foundation just sets into their skin. Like, I'm light skinned myself, and I love doing brown skin and dark skin girl makeup more than I like doing light skins. Like, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah. So I had asked her, I'm like, can you send me a picture or video? Because like I said, if I go to somebody and they do my hair and I think that something is messed up, I'm going to take a picture. Like, that's the first thing you would do, is take a picture and send to somebody like, hey, this piece of my, you know, hair is sticking out, or, you know, you can see my track right here, you know. And it's not even because of like you trying to like pinpoint out everything. It's just so, because first of all, on the customer side, you're paying your money. So of course that you're going to want something done right, because that's what you expecting when you're paying somebody your money. And on the stylist side, it's like you will want a picture, because My camera just cut off and I don't know why, but yeah, on the stylist side, you want to perfect your work. Like if you messed up, you want to know where you went wrong. So that's why I was asking her like to tell me if it was anything wrong or anything that she wanted me to fix before she left on my chair, because like I said, I'm a perfectionist, so I'm gonna try and get everything right already as it is. But as another eye, which is my clients, if they point out something that I missed or that I didn't go over enough, I want them to tell me, you know? So when I asked her to send me a picture or video, she said, I simply didn't take any because everyone's responses were enough, so I started cleaning my face instead. So it's like, you didn't say anything to me. Like, you sat up here, you so-called sat up here and called these people, text these people, whatever you did, and asked them if your makeup looked right before you asked me, the person that did it. Like, that don't make sense. Like, that whole entire part just really threw me off. Like, you know, I can keep things professional or whatever. Like, I don't like being rude to people or like saying out of the way stuff to people, because I know how I can get. Like, I got a mouth on me, so I know that I can say something and not mean it like in a rude or mean way, but the way it's going to come out is going to sound like that, like type stuff. So I don't like doing stuff like that. So I just text her back and I'm like, okay, I would have liked if you would have sent me a picture or something and informed me on what was wrong before you asked others' opinion on my work, or you could have let me know before you left. Anything could have been fixed on top of you telling me that everything was fine. Y'all, when she got done, I told y'all, she didn't even get up and look in the mirror. She looked in her phone. She looked in her phone camera and said, oh yeah, you did my eyebrows so cute. They're so nice. Yeah, I like it. It's fine. The eyeliner really would have topped it off, but yeah, it's fine. And you know what? I agree with her on the eyeliner, because I love eyeliner. Like, I love eyeliner. So I told her, I'm like, yes, the eyeliner definitely would have topped it off. Like, I'm so mad that I can't find it or whatever. I'm like, but are you sure everything's fine? Like, I just kept trying to reassure her, to reassure myself, because I really wanted to know, is everything fine? So, after that, I'm like, you told me that you liked it, and I told you if the eyeliner was a big deal, I could have made it work, because I take my work and business very seriously. I said, but since you're unsatisfied, I apologize, but you don't ever have to book with me again. And the reason for me saying this is because I don't go back and forth with clients. I don't argue with people, period. I don't argue with my clients. So no, I'm not finna sit up here and keep going back and forth with you. And it states on my booking link that I don't do refunds. So it's like, we basically just having this conversation about nothing, because I constantly gave you the opportunity to tell me if anything was wrong so that I could fix it. You felt that. And then, like, you sat up here and made up all of this stuff to try and get money back. My main thing was her talking about she got an incomplete look, but she got charged for a full price. Like, the only thing that was missing was the eyeliner. Like, what did you want me to do? Take off $1? Like it just really seemed like she was just pulling stuff, like just pulling stuff out the air for her to try and say, just so she can get some money back or something. So then she proceeds to tell me, never told you I liked it or disliked it, because I gave it the benefit of the doubt and figured it'll set, but it didn't. I asked others to see if I'm tripping. Crazy thing is, I FaceTimed them and stated what y'all think. Why else would they laugh? And eyeliner plays a big part, but you couldn't find it, so it's a waste of time for me to complain about it. I would like a complete refund or half of it, because you did do it, but it wasn't to my liking. Okay. Like I said, she did say that she liked it, because I told her what she said word for word. Trust me, I remember. And second, she talked about she just giving too much information. Talk about I called them to see if I was tripping. Crazy thing is, I said, what y'all think? Why else would they laugh? Like, first of all, baby, you need some new friends, because if I call my friends and I tell them that I feel like somebody messed me up and they start laughing at me like I'm a joke, we're not going to be friends anymore. Okay, I'm gonna hurry up because my camera keeps shutting off. I can't wait to get a real camera. But anyways, yeah. And so she basically was talking about she didn't want to complain about it at the moment, but then you text me complaining later. Like, what was gonna be the difference? No, the difference would have been everything could have been resolved right then and there, instead of just doing this. Like, it's so unnecessary. Like, I hate stuff like that. So I basically told her, I'm like, you said I love my brows, I like it, and the eyeliner would have topped it off, but it's fine. So I basically restated back what I said to her. I mean, what she said to me. And I said, plus, makeup doesn't take 2 to 3 hours to set or oxidize. If it wasn't right then, it wasn't going to be right later. Everybody knows that. If anything, makeup is going to unset after a couple hours. So why did you think that it was going to set or do whatever you think it was going to, whatever you think it was going to do later in a couple hours? Like, that does not make sense. Like, you could tell, like, you could really tell, like, she was just trying to make stuff up. Like, she was trying to make stuff up. So I'm like, I'm saying that if you would have spoke to me, all of this could have been avoided. I'm like, because it seemed like you really didn't even want your makeup done. I said, with you continuously asking me, how is the makeup coming along, steady questioning me. I'm like, I said, I don't ever have these problems with my clients. I said, but I don't do refunds. So that's why I said, you just don't ever have to book with me again, because it's not much that I can say. Like, I'm not finna keep going back and forth with you. Like, I don't do refunds. So clearly, you're not getting a refund. And plus, you already stated to me what's the problem. Next time, I'll make sure that I have an eyeliner. Make sure that I have eyeliner. Like, it's like, that's why I'm like, I don't like conflict. I don't like argue. I don't like drama like this, going back and forth stuff. I don't like it. I don't do it. So that's why I'm like, it's not nothing for us to continue to text each other and talk about. Like, so she said the brows were fine because I knew if you didn't do them right, I could fix them. However, if there are many complaints, then I knew it wasn't just me. If I didn't want my makeup done, I wouldn't have booked with you, but I gave it a try and was curious on how it would end up. Just because you never have these problems doesn't mean you wouldn't run into someone who wouldn't like your work. But I'll take my L and just never book with you again. I'm handling this respectfully because I know how it is. I still think I should get my refund, but clearly it's not what I want, even though I completely took your work off. For future references, there's going to be people that have their differences, and you will need a different solution on how you handle things. Because a simple, you don't have to book with me ever again, is not the way to go. So I just basically tell her, I'm like, I'm handling my business just fine. Have a good day, love. Because like I said, I'm not finna keep going back and forth with you. Like, you can tell she was trying to make me mad. Like, she was just trying to say stuff to make me mad, for me to say things to her, so then she could probably bash me on social media and get to saying this and get to saying that. But like I said, I don't engage in stuff like that. I don't like stuff like that. So that's why I'm like, you clearly see that you're not getting a refund back. I'm not going back and forth with you. So there's no point in you trying to continue this conversation. That's when she tried to end it or whatever. But it's just like I said, at the time, I'm not gonna lie, I was heated. I was heated, y'all, because I've never had problems with these clients. I no client like that. Like, I started doing makeup my 10th grade year. That's when I started. I really didn't get it going for real until probably like my 11th grade year. Like my 11th grade, probably going into 12. That's when I really started picking up clientele for real. So it's like, I've had a consistent clientele for the past 3 years. Not once has anybody of my clients ever gave me this problem, because I tell them, if it's something that you don't like, want me to fix, tell me. And it's clients that'll say, I'm sorry if I'm being difficult, but can you fix this or can you fix this? And I tell them, like, trust me, you're not being difficult, because this is what I want. I want you to be vocal with me. I want you to tell me so I can fix my mistakes. Like, I want to fix my mistakes. I can own up and say if I made a mistake or if I did something wrong. And I'm telling y'all, I didn't do that girl makeup wrong. Like, it was nowhere near orange. Like, I guess if she feel like the eyeliner completed the look that much, like I said, she should have spoke up. So it's like, it's nothing that I can say for her. But like I said, like, that was just crazy to me. Like, that was just so crazy, because I'm like, you really just trying to make stuff up, like, just to have a problem. Like, it stressed me. It did stress me out the day that it happened. But like I said, I'm completely over it now, and I don't care. Like, I was never dwelling on the situation to begin with, but it's just like the day of, like, it had really just wowed me, because I'm like, I've never had a client do this, like, ever. Like, you really want to sit up here and go back and forth with me, and she talked about some, just because you never had this problem don't mean that it'll come up. It's not that it will never come up. That wasn't the thing. It's not that I was saying that, oh, I don't never have these problems. Like, you know, I wasn't saying like that. I'm saying, like, I give people opportunities to tell me something or to talk to me or something. Like, I'm a very understanding person. Like, if you tell me that I messed up at something or that I did something wrong, I'm not finna sit up here and be arguing with you and saying, no, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. Like, especially if you come in with some type of proof. But like I said, she didn't send me a picture or video, so it's like, who's to say that she even really took the makeup off for real? Second, it's like, I gave you multiple opportunities to tell me, and like, you didn't. So it's like, I gave you every opportunity in the world, and then like I said, it's the way that she came at me. I don't like that. Like, I don't like that. Like, it would have been totally different if she would have said like, hey, this is the client that left a few hours ago. I know that you told me that if something was wrong or if something wasn't right, then I'll let you know. But at the time, I just really wasn't comfortable speaking on it or whatever. But I feel like that this is wrong and like this is messed up and like, or whatever. And like, I just want to let you know, because like, I feel like you would want to know because you did ask me. Like, if she didn't even have to say all that. Like, if she would have just came at me with a different approach, like, I would have been way different about the situation. But when I was typing that stuff to her, like, it was taking everything in me to not go off, because it wasn't even a fact of like, you know, being professional and stuff. Like, I really feel like she was trying to take it there with me. Like, she was disrespecting me. Like, I took it as disrespect, and it's like, I don't play about disrespect. Like, I don't disrespect you, so don't disrespect me. But once you do disrespect me, best believe you're gonna get disrespected back. But I had to remember that this is my business. She's just not some regular, you know, girl off the street. Like, this was one of my clients. So that's why I said I had to treat the situation differently than what I would have like treated any other situation. So it's like, it took a lot in me to not like, you know, step out and like, you know, say out the way things to her. But I finally did this story time and I finally got it over with, and I'm so happy because y'all wanted to know, and I was gonna let y'all know, especially my clients back at home, because y'all know how I am. Y'all already know. But anyways, yeah, that's the end of the screenshots. That's the end of this video. Basically, I'm probably make a part 3, which will just touch bases on this video once I go back over it and like if I missed anything or whatever. But other than that, that was the end of it. After I told her, like, you know, I'm handling my business just fine, I ended up blocking her because, like I said, I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. I'm not gonna argue with you. Like, I've been doing makeup for the past 4 years. Everybody always tell me, you're so good to be only doing it for 4 years. Like, they think that I've been doing it longer. Like, they don't even believe that. Like, I'm 19, I've been doing makeup for 4 years, and I'm good the way that I am. So it's like, I know for a fact that everybody's not going to like my work, or everybody is not going to be satisfied with something that I do, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Everybody has their preferences, you know. But it's like, it's the way that you handle all situations. Like, you don't do stuff like that. Like, that's just not the way to go or whatever, especially when you're working with a good stylist, especially when the stylist is not rude. But anyways, I'm going to end this video now because my camera keeps cutting off and I'm tired of it. So yes, thank y'all for tuning in and watching. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe.